At this time, fans, we would ask that you all please rise and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem. Performing our anthem tonight, VLHS Senior Alley Sarvis.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose brush stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets fed the guns bursting in air, it proves through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, safe as that star-spangled for the land of the free and the hope of the
And now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. First, for the visitors this evening, the Omaha South Packers. A 5'7" senior, number 10, Shaughnessy Phillips. A 5'8" senior, number 15, Sydney White. A 5'2" sophomore, number 22, Alyssa Marsh-Contreras. A 5'8" sophomore, number 24, LaShawn Sweet. And a 5'11" senior, number 33, Jada Tiller. The Packers are led by assistant coaches Thomas Carney, Antonio Perez, Alberto Hidalgo, and the head coach of Omaha South High School is Jenny Sinowicki. And now on our fans, let's meet the starting lineup for your Papillion La Vista Monarchs. A 5'8" freshman, number 2, Chelsea Ryan. A 5'6" senior, number 12, Emma Doherty. A 5'9" junior, number 3, Rochelle Oken. A 6'1" senior, number 32, Jordan Hall. And a 5'10" junior, number 34, Anna Marville. The honors of their lives, coaches Cody Trumbull, Travis Leonard, Seth Reeser, head coaches Jump ball, possession number 2, Omaha South. Monarchs substitution number 40, Lexi Harrison. Contreras. Packers on number 10, Johnson, first, the twos first. Checking in for Papillion La Vista, number 10, Hannah Cahill. Hannah Cargill. Hogan and number 32, Jordan Long. Monarch foul number 12, Emma Darby, her second, the team's second. Monarch substitution number 4, Taylor Holscher. Out of bounds, Packer basketball. Second violation, Monarch basketball. Packer foul, number 24, LaShawn Sweet, her first, team second, shooting 2, Lexi Harrison. And at the end of the first quarter, your score, the Papillion La Vista Monarchs 11. Omaha South Packers.
by his partner Jake Zink.
We are sitting here live at the Palace with girls basketball. We are 7 minutes away from halftime. Coming at you just in time. Some big things happening so far. Monarchs with a commanding lead of 11 to Packers 6. Jake, what have we seen so far?
Well, it's been a really dominating quarter here by the Monarchs. They've been driving, they've been pushing the ball, little turnovers. Omaha South has been playing pretty poorly down the paint, but you see there, Cahill scoops in right for 2 points. I think they've got to keep that up just to keep this lead.
And, we've seen a lot from Cahill tonight. While we were getting all of our mics set up and working, we saw quite a couple steals, like a few forced turnovers, and those back row layups seem to always be the option for something like Cahill.
Exactly.
For South, holding it at the top of the key, looking to slow the tempo down. Monarchs maintaining control. That 2-pointer's no good, but their offensive rebound. And there again, we see Cahill right in the thick of it.
Number 34, Hannah McCarville comes up with the rebound. Pass it off to number 2, Josie Ryan. Down the paint. Ryan.
We've definitely seen a more aggressive approach by our girls this year. This is something you don't really see on a high school court.
Really got to do with these high school girls teams. You've got to push the tempo, and that's what they've been doing. They've been doing a real good job pushing the tempo on this offense, and that's what Omaha South is struggling to do. You see, 33 Tiller. We've seen a few of those tonight. Packers just struggling to get set offensively, and now number 23, Michelle Foken, is set to take it out for the Monarchs, Josie Ryan.
I think the biggest key for the Monarchs in this game, and what we've really seen in previous games, looking forward to in future games, is capitalizing on the other team's mistakes. You can come out on the court, you don't have to be the best team, but if you can capitalize on the free throw line, you can really make or break a game.
See it right there, another mistake by the Monarchs, as Omaha South capitalized on that. 2, still a seemingly close game, 50-6. But let's see what the Monarchs can stitch together.
It looks like Omaha South has shifted out of their favorite 2-3 zone and got man-to-man coverage. How do you think covering man-to-man is going to change the tempo of this game that we've seen dominated by Monarchs?
You know, it's been a lot of defensive struggles there on the Omaha South side. They've got to get set, they've got to find their rhythm, they've got to defend. Can't have any open shots. You've seen it too often. Hannah Cahill and Margie open, going down to the paint, scoring an easy play. Can't have that.
Number 59, Leah Walker.
You would think Monarchs coming in with a fairly young team. We're looking at the roster here to see several freshmen and sophomores dominating this team. Looking at Omaha South, sophomores, juniors, and seniors at the upper classes.
With that, if you look at Omaha South, not in the top 10, Papillion La Vista not in the top 10 of Class A schools. But on the boys' side, that's a completely different story. Tonight, we have number 1 Omaha South versus number 2 Papillion La Vista. That is going to be a game for the ages here at Papillion La Vista. Watch out for that starting at 7:15. You see Phillips with the 3-pointer, 15-11. Monarchs have control.
Should go out of bounds with some motivation that will keep it Monarchs ball.
Packer foul number 10, Chelsea Phillips, her second, team's third. Monarch substitution number 12, Emma Darby. Back on the Packers, number 24, Ellen Sweet.
That'll be her second. No foul trouble.
Monarch substitution number 4, Taylor Fisher.
So that'll be something for coaches to keep an eye on. You get 4.5, you get into that 3 foul range, you're going to be finished, especially if you're a key player.
And we see Ryan top of the key, trying to take it in. You see a much more aggressive defensive stance there by Omaha South.
Seems that man-to-man coverage is really going to be their difference.
It's a late foul call. Darby, she'll get the free throw line.
Darby has been a power shooter this
Sophia Water. Her first
Maybe
team
from the
score.
three-point line, not
Shooting
only there,
two,
but
Emma Darby.
taken down in the paint. Really aggressive player, multi-sport athlete, dominates in the softball field. Dark is definitely somebody that the white team coming to talent is going to keep an eye on.
I agree. 5'6", senior Papio. Not only a great basketball player, also going to college plays college softball.
Not only those two, she doesn't stop there. She also takes her skills out to the tennis court. There's just no stopping Darby.
You see number 23, Kavit at the top of the key. Gets tipped, and Dargy gets possession.
There we see Darby again coming in to kind of take control. Definitely the senior leader of this young Monarch team. Here we see a three-pointer. That'll just too much.
Holscher a bit too much juice on that one. Up the court, there's a nice layup there by Marsha Contreras. She's been carrying this team in the first half.
Darby kind of looking to slow the normal tempo that we see from the girls down a little bit. Kind of shake up this man defense, maybe look for an opening down low.
A little under 3 minutes remaining. Sets up the screen.
Holscher out open, calling for the ball. She gets it. She's going to go with the pump fake down low, kick it back out. No options available. This man defense is really suffocating the Monarchs. And that'll be a no-go with a reach around, sending it back to Omaha South.
Sweet. Getting the ball. Number 22, Marsha Contreras.
Back on court, Papillion La Vista, number 10, Hannah Cahill. On the Panthers, number 15, Sydney White.
Several substitutions coming in on both sides. Ball coming in for South. They're going to bring it back up the court. A little more of a trot than we saw from Dargy earlier. Looking to make up some lost points. Definitely starting to close the gap with just a little bit of time left in this half.
Packers down by 3.
Nice trap by the Monarchs, forcing South to kick it back out. Cahill kind of forcing him back, maybe looking for that backdoor penalty. Cahill inching up, not. Dargy stays a little further back, guarding that three-point line. That three would put him in a tie going to happen. That's not what the girls want.
Momentum is not good for the Monarchs. They do not want to get in that slump, and they do not want to stay down. They've led all game.
Omaha South looking to bleed off the clock a little bit. Out of bounds. They'll send it back to the Monarchs. South looking for a push foul there, but they don't get anything. Refs saw nothing.
Dargy takes it up the court. Passes it up to Cahill.
Cahill with a nice snappy pass. Down low. That'll not go in, but she'll be on the line to shoot two. And there again, we see Cahill with that backdoor option. She just dominates down in the paint under the basket. That seems to be where she's right at home.
And as you can see in the stands behind all of this action, Palace already starting to fill up for this boys game.
That shot will be no good. In a game like this, it's already starting to close up in that gap. Foul shots can make or break. Definitely something that will be worked on in practice.
And that's something they've struggled with all year. And there you see Cahill, 1 point, 17-13. And we've got 1 minute and 27 seconds remaining in this first half.
Bogan for the Monarchs checking in. Now Rochelle Bogan being a junior, another one of those upperclassmen on a very young Monarch team. We've heard her name a lot this year. She seems to kind of come out of nowhere.
Travel called on Omaha South. Monarchs doing a real good job bringing that half-court pressure. And Emma Dargy checks back in for the Monarchs. As you can see there, the student section behind them, all maroon. Probably the biggest attendance this year for a girls' game. I'm sure they enjoy the support.
I would even venture to say a game in general. I can only think of one game this year where the student section has reached almost all the way up to the
Nice
ball.
pass. Lexi Harrison finishes there in the paint.
Monarchs looking to toughen up this defense. Close out the half in the lead. 6-point deficit for the Packers.
50 seconds and counting here in the half.
Packers may try to bleed off the clock.
Trying to get the last shot here. Looking to the coach.
And that'll trickle its way in for three.
Sydney Cabot.
Monarchs have 20 seconds, 25 seconds remaining, and Dargy slows it down. They'll look for the last shot of the half.
That free for Omaha South from Sydney Cabot. Not a name we've heard a lot tonight, but definitely one I have a feeling we'll be hearing in the second half.
See Dargy setting up the play. That shot will not count. Halftime, Monarchs are up by 3, 19 to 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, please welcome the Papillion La Vista dance team.
Welcome back to Papillion La Vista High School with some more women's basketball action. Papillion La Vista hosts Omaha South. Emma Dargy is going to take it up the court, guarded closely by Marsh Contreras. Kicks it out back to Dargy. Dargy loses it off the foot, and Omaha South gets possession. 2-on-1, kicked out, and loses it across half court. And Monarchs are going to get basketball. Would have been a smarter choice there to just pick up the ball, but doing a good job there by knocking it out of her hands. Dargy inbounds it. And I'm joined by my partner, Dan Rich.
I am back, and we are all set. Working double duty tonight, Jake, as are you, and as is most of our crew.
Yeah.
That's just how this goes.
So now we're going to have Dargy inbounding it. And right into the post. Fouled is number 34, Hannah McCarville.
Packers
She'll go to the line.
for LaShawn Sweet, her second, team's first in the second half. Shooting two, Hannah McCarville.
Now here's these foul shots I was talking about earlier that are crucial to a game that's constantly just seems to be back and forth. And that one will be good.
Now Monarch lead extended
Packers substitution number 41,
20 to 16, excuse me.
Jenkins going in for Omaha South, taking the spot right under the basket, looking to get more big people down there to contend with Lexi Harrison, who has been a dominant force down under the basket all season.
And that is in. There you see the fouls being very dominant there, getting 2 points, just as good as getting a layup there. Nice around the back move there. Hannah McCarville fouled on that.
Looks like Jada Tiller, number 33, is looking for an over-the-back foul, which would have sent her to the line, but the refs aren't seeing what she's seeing. She doesn't seem to like that.
Nice inbounds pass and out. That's going to retain Omaha South possession.
That was a great look and almost a great recovery from Tiller after that rough foul. But she just cannot get that layup to go in, and that is very important in games like this.
Pop it out, in, and Monarchs get a steal.
Nice steal there by Lexi Harrison, who dishes it to Dargy, who's going to control this all the way back up. Omaha South pulling their defense out past the three-point line. Dargy dishes it out, and that layup will just be too much.
I thought that was off of Omaha South, but looks like Omaha South is going to get possession.
I saw what you saw, Jake. It looked like it was tipped there by Tiller, just off the fingertips. So sometimes the refs just aren't in the right place to see that, or sometimes we may just see the wrong thing.
Looks like they're bringing the pressure here, half court, and they're going to bring it up the court. That's going to be a jump ball.
Jump ball, possession now to Omaha South.
Getting in on that action was number 15, Sydney White. We've seen her a lot, a really aggressive player. As you saw, jumping in right there on that jump ball. Huge play there for Omaha South, getting the ball back with the possession arrow their way.
You see Josie Ryan taking it all the way coast to coast. Gets fouled on the attempt there.
Packer foul number 10, Shaughnessy Phillips, her fourth personal, team second. Shooting two for Papillion La Vista, Josie Ryan.
Josie Ryan goes to the line, only a freshman, Papillion. And she sinks the first one.
Packer substitution number 23, Sydney Cabot.
And the other one off and out. Floor number 22. Marsh Contreras, and a nice move for the 2 points. 22-18 is the score. 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And fouled on the attempt is number 23, Michelle Foken. She'll go to the line, shoot 2.
Like I was saying earlier, Foken, coming in this year, hadn't really heard her name much, but she's definitely made a name for herself, proving that nothing's going to be handed to her and she's fighting for it. Hearing her called out as a starter pretty much every single game this season, that's huge.
Exactly. She sinks the first one. Second one out and in. Offensive rebound there. Omaha South struggling to box out on these free throws, just leaving it wide open for the Monarchs to get in there. And those are the mistakes you can't make against strong teams like this.
Lexi Harrison motioning for a swing option, posts up right at the top. Dargy's going to shift down, switch it off to Holscher. That's just not going to work. And traveling will get the Monarchs on that one every time.
Monarch substitution number 10, Hannah Cahill.
Hannah Cahill comes to the game for the Monarchs as number 22, Marsh Contreras, brings it up the floor for the Packers. Settles for a 3.
A little bit too much on that one, and a great defensive board there for Harrison.
Posts up. Nice shot. And McCarville there with a nice shot. Good for 2 points.
Omaha South looking to slow things down. And that layup has got to be made every time. Backdoor is wide open. And Omaha South just couldn't answer on that. That is a huge play in most games that has got to be capitalized on.
And Monarchs are going to retain possession. Tipped off number 15, Sydney White. Alicia Hogan comes into the game, and Pi Moore comes into the game for the Monarchs. And Hannah Cahill struggling to get it up court, pass it off. Dargy. Dargy to Moore. And stripped away by Marsh Contreras. Excuse me, Cabot pulls up, no good.
Shooting game on both sides seems to not really be there tonight.
Dargy, risky pass down to the post. Should have took that up. Cahill off to Dargy.
Dargy's going to reassess the situation as some increasing pressure comes out past the three-point line. Omaha South wants to see something happen. That pressure coming from 23, Sydney Cabot, something we've seen a lot tonight.
Cahill, nice pass, pulls up. Pi Moore for 3. Great shot there, great ball movement. Couldn't ask for more there.
Pi Moore and Hannah Cahill have undoubtedly been carrying the Monarchs all season in the three-point line.
Timeout, Omaha South.
Timeout is called by Omaha South, trying to slow down this momentum as they are down by 10 in this ball game. 3 minutes, 36 seconds remaining in the third. Been on quite the dry spell here.
During this timeout, I'm going to take a second to talk about Hannah Cahill. This season, we've seen a lot coming from Cahill. And, she's young, she's very athletic, she's got a whole family. All the Cahills seem to be athletes. And, Hannah just kind of comes out here. She's not the biggest girl on the court. She's not the toughest girl on the court, but she's fast, she's scrappy, she can shoot. And that combination has proven to be deadly all season as she pulls up her shot. Like I was saying earlier, that back door is always open for her. And if it's not, she finds a way around it. She seems to always be where the ball needs to be.
Hannah Cahill only 5'5". She's a junior here on this Monarch squad. She's very experienced in this basketball team. Great team player, and just the chemistry on this team is unbelievable.
Not only great on the court, great student, just an all-around great person. I've never heard of a single
Omaha South takes possession here, trying to get some points on the board, down by 10. Very low scoring.
Traveling violation.
Traveling uncalled on Omaha South. Monarchs get the ball. Can't be making those mistakes.
Yeah, we've seen far too many, dribbles off the feet, out of bounds for no reason, air balls, travels, stuff like that. Just cannot keep happening.
Exactly. And Dargy takes it to the top of the key. Pass it back to Dargy. Into the post.
He's going to be trapped there, down underneath, but kicks out to Cahill. That shot was just almost there.
And Cabot with the rebound from Omaha South. Spin move wide open at the three-point line, and that is no good. Rebound, it goes to Lexi Harrison.
Some obvious confusion there on the Monarchs defense. Not sure if they should be bundled up into a zone, nice and tight, or if they should switch over to man coverage. And a lot of running into each other and just kind of confusion on their face. Definitely going to capitalize on that. Lucky that open shot was not capitalized on.
Dargy takes it up, going to the paint, passes it off. Back to Pie Moore, back to Dargy.
Nice swing motion there. That'll almost work, but again, those just easy jump shots, 10-foot jumpers, those have got to start going in for both teams.
Cabot passes it off to White. White, side of the key, passes it back to Marsh Contreras. Tries to set something up, looking for a screen, no. Jenkins on the far side. Cabot drives and is fouled.
Looks like that'll be a trip on Darby if I'm correct.
Foul number 7,
Hannah Cahill gets called the foul there.
Substitutions number 4,
Taylor Holscher as well as Rochelle Fokin into the game. Sadie Cabot comes into the game for the Packers. To the Tiller and fouled once again.
Wide open board there for Tiller. She was wide open on that inbound. Went up. It was fouled hard by Ricardo. Now that's her third foul, so I would not be surprised if we see her going to the bench pretty soon. She's a key player in a fair amount of foul trouble, but it's not what you want to see early on.
Exactly. That's Tiller shoots the ball, and we've got a score from 28 to 19 with 1:50 remaining in the third quarter.
Darby's going to bring things up slow here, kind of decrease the pace.
Nice bounce pass there. Lexi Harrison kicks it out to Cahill. And stolen there by Omaha South. Getting the tempo going. Trying to go coast to coast, and no, can't make that layup.
A little pressure there by Darby, but once again, that's something you should either be able to draw a foul out of or drive right in for.
Circuit shot there, but no good on that.
Great rebound by Tiller. She sends it out to Cabot. Passes it down. She's going to kick out with Darby right on her heels. Tiller under the hoop. Nice spin move, and that's not going to work. Lexi Harrison says no, and that's going to be called a
jump ball. Positioner to Papillion La Vista.
Surprised that wasn't called a foul there, but
I agree. A little bit of reaching.
Monarch substitution number 2, Josie Ryan.
Dargy with the ball, bringing it up the floor. Monarchs trying to set up a play. Takes it out to Ryan. Ryan to Fokin. Fokin to Dargy. Dargy to Holscher. Holscher top of the key.
A lot of passing here. That may be the key to breaking up this tough man-to-man defense that we're seeing exhibited by Omaha South pretty much all night now.
Kicks it back out to Ryan. Maybe trying to bleed some clock here. It's a little early for that. Fokin held up. Holscher was wide open there on the right side of the key. Missed her on that. Backs it up near half court. Dargy trying to get someone open.
That screen was incredibly helpful there to Darby. Holscher Monarchs three will not go.
This game moves to the fourth quarter with your score.
Fourth quarter comes around. Papillion La Vista leads the Omaha South Packers 28-19.
What I was saying earlier, that screen was incredibly helpful to argue over. We have seen a huge matchup at the top of the key between Darty and Cabot all night long. You see, not something you really see often is that defensive player up at the top of that three-point line coming out past the three-point line, challenging your guards. And that seems to kind of be shaking up the Monarch offense. You know, Darty's been able to work his way around it, but that's where the screens are crucial to breaking that man coverage that Omaha South has been doing incredible at so far.
You know, it's something that's changed since the first half. Paint here on the Omaha South side has been extremely clogged up by defenders. They've been doing a good job of protecting the paint. They've got to settle for jump shots, and that's exactly what they're doing. Three-pointers aren't hitting for the Monarchs, but Omaha South being down by 9.
Real slow and steady wins the race. Absolutely is the key to a lot of games. You can go for threes, and they're great. But a lot of stuff you see from both teams is kind of knowing their own strengths. They've done a great job of kind of pulling back. We haven't seen a whole lot of three-point shots, but what we have seen from, you know, those 15-foot jumpers and those layups not going in, that should be every basketball player's strength. And not seeing those go in, maybe troubling the coaches on both sides, maybe just a little bit. Might be a talking point in practice tomorrow.
Contreras at the top of the key. Pass a long pass. Cabot settles for a three. No good. That was a mistake there, taking that shot.
Wide open. Gonna take an extra dribble. That's good.
Fokin gets it right there in the paint. Nice pass from Cahill. Really good observation there.
Kind of took Omaha South off guard. They were kind of speeding up tempo after a pretty slow second half. They start to pick up here. One team's bound to get hungry at some point.
Contreras passes it off. Back to Contreras. Three-pointer. Buckets.
One of the first threes we've seen in a while. I believe last one coming from Pi Moore early on in the first half. Wide open three. That's not going to go.
Trying to answer with that three-pointer just off the mark. Josie Ryan. That was a nice coast-to-coast basket there by Contreras. She's really taking control of this game for the Omaha South Packers. And a steal there, and gets fouled by Josie Ryan.
Monarch foul number 2, Josie Ryan, her second. Team score. Monarch timeout. It's a full timeout.
Well, that'll only be Ryan's second timeout. She's done a great job kind of conserving her fouls and using them wisely. Really seen that from both sides. Not a really high fouling game. Only having 4 team fouls for the Monarchs. You know, no foul trouble really for anybody other than Lexi Harrison, who's had 3 right now. But, you know, neither team is in the bonus. And already being in the fourth quarter, not being in the bonus is a pretty huge accomplishment.
6:41 remaining in this game. Only a 2-possession game. The Packers are down by 6. Great showing by both of these teams. Really a hard-fought battle. We're going to see who ends up with the victory tonight. Omaha South using the same players in for the timeout. Papillion La Vista coach Josh Siski trying to get through his coaches or get through his players' heads. Just got to keep pushing it. Got to keep pushing it. 7 minutes left.
On the line and shooting 2 for Omaha South, Alyssa Contreras.
Contreras to the line for the Packers. And easy point there by Contreras. Their shot, both these teams have struggled to box out here on these free throws.
It's interesting not seeing Lexi Harrison down low. Usually she's the low box out of choice, but they're going to go with, it looks like Holscher and Fokin down low. Not something I've really seen at all this season.
Cahill passes passes it off to Dargy. Dargy trying to get something started, almost stolen there.
There's that tough push-out pressure coming from Cabot I was talking about earlier. Like I said, huge matchup up top.
And looks like Taylor Thomas is going to get fouled on that attempt. Excuse me, Hannah McCarvin.
Jaded Silver, her first team's fourth.
4 fouls for both teams now, still out of any foul trouble or any bonus. Cahill was trapped down there by White, but able to get out to Dargy for some help. Dargy at the top of the key now. There's, we see that tough coverage there coming from Cabot.
Defense really locked up there, and looks like that's going to be a foul
Offensive foul.
on offense
Monarchs.
on Hannah Cahill.
Looks like that'll be on Fokin, number 23.
23. Rochelle Fogan, her first personal, team's fifth.
That'll be a block. She stepped out in front, which would have been an incredible screen, really opened up options for Cahill, but wasn't quite set in time and unfortunately tripped her up, and the ref didn't like that.
Marsh Contreras brings it up the floor, past half court. Nice pass to Sweet, 2-point floater. Now it's only a 2-point game, 5:38 remaining. Dargy trying to get something going. Push it off the defender. Dargy to Cahill. Cahill back to Dargy. To Ryan. Carville down to the post. Cahill can't hit it. Nope. And
Loose ball right now, so no jump, and there's that jump call. Looked like it was kind of loose there for a little bit, maybe a premature jump ball call, but it was pretty inevitable at that point. Either that or a foul. Or a travel. We've certainly seen a lot of that from both sides tonight.
and Dargy's going to inbound the ball. Not really any pressure being shown on the inbound.
Some reaching in happening down there. Almost a travel. They're going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Papillion La Vista. A 30-second timeout.
Now it's a 2-point game. We've got 5:08 remaining on the clock. It went from a 10-point game at the half. What went wrong for the Monarchs?
You know, I think a lot of it, I know I've said it over and over and you may be ready to turn me off, but it's that tough coverage we're seeing at the 3-point line. You know, Cabot, even Tiller coming up to kind of back around, you know, Dargy, Cahill, Bogan, Fulcher, none of them can get an open look because South keeps pushing them further and further back court, forcing them to swing, falling right into that man-to-man coverage trap where South wants them. You know, South has got them right in their grips, and that's not a good place for Monarchs not having that edge.
We remind you that after this game, the boys basketball, number 1 in the state versus number 2 in the state, will be live at 7:15 p.m.
Not only that, but we'll have the number 1 and number 2 player in the state coming up, Weekero and Ayo Akinwole. Huge matchup. Be sure to tune in.
And you see it tipped away there, and a risky pass there. Might have gotten called for foul, but no, Evan Dargy.
Incredible, no call for a foul there. Loose ball, really messy down here, looking to slow it down. You know, I'm surprised. They're going to call travel there, but I'm surprised Dargy did not get a foul on that one.
No
you know,
foul
she was-
there. I think she's pretty
smacked,
well
pushed
blocked
down,
there.
and of course bounces right back up.
And Rochelle Fokin's going to take the inbound to Cahill.
Here we see a full court press. South not letting up whatsoever.
Still a 2-point game. Monarchs have possession. Dargy's taking it at the top of the key. Pass it off to Ryan. Ryan. Back to Cahill. Cahill to Dargy. Dargy trying to get something set up.
Dargy's going to back up here and keep an eye on Cabot there. You know, she's going to stay really close to Dargy. Same here with Tiller down low. And she's going to get that bound, but Dargy doesn't like it. Coach
Carville
calling
off
for a
on
call
that.
for them to pull back.
Traveling animation.
There we see another travel coming from Omaha South. definitely not how you want to be leading, in a 2-point game.
Dargy's going to bring it up the court once again. Ready for her is Cavett. Cavett, a really good, very well planned out defensive effort there by Cavett. And Ryan takes it up, almost in and out.
Cahill wants the ball at top of the key. Dargy coming in to assist.
Looks like they're about to double team Dargy, but no, picks it up. Both teams struggling here. And just off the mark. Wide open on the other side of the court, and an easy layup ties the game. And a timeout's going to be called by Omaha South with 3:07 remaining in this game. 30-30, a very low scoring game, but great defensive efforts by both teams.
You know, speaking of that defense, forcing a lot of turnovers, forcing a lot of fast breaks, you know, this game's tempo and momentum. Jake, I know you mentioned the tempo was, you know, fast-paced, nonstop in that first quarter. And we kind of saw a slowdown. Going into halftime, I expected a little bit more power, but, you know, going into the first part of the second half, we really didn't see that speed. And now that it's a lot closer, it's really starting to pick back up.
Now we've got to see the Monarchs come out of here ready to take on this Packers team. Tie game, it's anyone's ball game.
Everybody in the Palace here unable to resist the urge to jump around a little bit.
Just above 3 minutes remaining. Hannah Cahill takes it. Emma Dargy in backcourt. Once again, guarded strongly by Cavett. Passes off. Top of the key. Nice pass there to Ryan. Ryan able to finish and one. Nice ball movement there by the Monarchs and a nice find. And that is a huge play with the struggle to get some points on the board for this Monarch team.
Packer foul number 3, Alicia Hogan, her first team's 5th. Packer substitutions number 24, LaShawn Sweet, number 33, Jada Tiller.
LaShawn Sweet and Tiller come back into the game for the Packers.
Gypsy Ryan.
Gotta box this out. Can't allow an offensive rebound.
There it is. Only 15th foul. Neither team still in the bonus. Staying pretty clean as far as fouls go, which is impressive, but that'll be another travel.
Can't do that. The student section starting to get loud, starting to get into this game. Can't let the pressure get to you. Monarchs picking up the tempo. Might want to try to bleed the clock out a little on this. Up by 3.
Cavett eyeing that ball like none other. Really wants to get in there for a steal, but afraid to get in there for the foul. Dargy shaking her off.
Pass off to Cahill. Cahill, wow.
Looking to scramble, and there it is. That scramble will shake up any defense.
There's no excuse for that defensive breakdown there on Omaha South.
You saw Dargy sweep around the wing, draw Cavett with her. Tiller came up, and Hannah saw that back door just like she always does and went right in.
Not sure what the foul was called for on there, but Lexi Harrison called for the foul on there.
Shooting 2 for the Packers, Jada Tiller.
Jada Tiller's going to go to the line for 2. Huge 2 points, down by 5. Gets the first one to go. 2:10 remaining in the game. Monarchs lead by 4. Can make this a one-possession game if she sinks this.
Tiller's shot goes up, and that is good. Taking us to a one-possession game.
Seeing some half-court pressure here. Monarchs trying to bleed out some clock on this possession, I would hope.
Almost hard to tell what side of the court they're supposed to be playing on. Everybody is down. You know, if they can break away, that'll be detrimental.
Dargy with the ball, passes it to Cahill, almost out of bounds there. Passes off to Ryan. Ryan loses the ball and able to get it away. McCarville, no, other way. And one. Marsh Contreras with the three-point play.
Undoubtedly, a huge momentum shift there for Omaha South. Not entirely sure about the sequence of events there. You know, I saw some extracurricular activity going down on the Monarch side, but you know, definite strong player Contreras. She's been doing that all night, and it worked, and she's going to pull this ahead, and there it is.
And it's a tie game, 1:41 remaining, 35-35. Monarchs need to get, I don't think you want to settle for a three-pointer here. You got to get into the paint, get a quick basket.
Overtime would be huge here. Both teams sit at 35 points.
No foul called there, but Monarchs retain possession.
Looks like that went off of number 10, Shaughnessy Phillips. She's not quite sure what happened, but ref saw it go off of her, and Dargy's going to inbound.
Omaha South bringing the pressure, struggling to find someone, got to get it in there. Cahill gets the ball, passes it out, Ryan. Cahill in front of Ryan, Ryan at the top of the key. Steps back, almost stolen there by White. Risky pass, almost out of bounds, back. Lexi Harrison loses it.
Foul. You know, this Monarch offense really likes passing down low under the paint. That seems to be where they dominate. However, in a defense like this, that may not be entirely effective. And, you know, with that man-to-man coverage being so strong, the option may be to swing on the outside and just run the clock down and look for that back door for Hannah Cahill to sneak right in.
Strong defense there. Really need to get a basket here because Omaha South is going coast to coast, and looks like a timeout's going to be called by Papillion La Vista. Coach Siski wants to talk it over. He wants to draw up a play, get some points on the board, and that was a good call by Coach Siski.
You know, I'm sure going into this timeout, going into the huddle, you know, the last thing you want to see, tie game, you're tired, this defense has been kicking your butt the whole game. It's really easy to get kind of discouraged, but I think it's really important now for Coach Siski to come in, and maybe even some senior leadership from Dargy to come in and say, you know, here's the thing, this is a big team. They've been dominating us on defense all night. Let's try and break up this coverage and get some really big things.
And you know, Marsh Contreras of Omaha South really stepping it up in this game. Only a sophomore, and she has been really pushing it. Really strong effort there by Marsh Contreras, as well as Sidney Cabot, who's been on Emma Dargy all game with less than a minute remaining. 56.2 seconds, tie game. Omaha South trying to send this to an overtime. Coach Siski probably telling his players, okay, we're going to run this play. We need to get some points on the board, and that's exactly what they have to do.
You know, looking out here at this Monarch offense, you're not really seeing a really big team, you know, but they're competent, they're fast, and they're producing really big things, and that's just incredible to see from people like Hannah Cahill sneaking right into that back door. It's just been an incredible offensive breakup of this Omaha South defense, and here we see it perfectly right now on this coverage.
And that's going to be another timeout as Emma Dargy was stuck there. Great defense. .47 seconds remaining. .47 seconds remaining, 35-35. Monarchs do not want to send this to an overtime. They have possession of the ball. They've been dominating all game. They've just got to bring this home, get an easy bucket, and force Omaha South to answer. Look at some senior leadership for this bucket. Emma Dargy trying to drag into the paint. Maybe in Hannah Cahill, who's inbounding, trying to get into the paint, or don't want to settle for a three here. Omaha South is a weapon offensively. Passes it off. Emma Dargy. Omaha South doesn't want to foul here. Hannah McCarville. Passes it off to Ryan. Ryan to Dargy. Dargy trying to penetrate, can't. Slowing it down. Trying to get the last shot. 25 seconds remaining. Back to Cahill. Cahill to Ryan. Back to Dargy. Slowing it down. 15 seconds. Got to set something up here. Got to set a pick and roll. Got to get a screen. Dargy, 7, 6, 5. Passes it off. Loses the ball. Back to Ryan. Dargy wide open. Misses. And we're headed to overtime here in Papillion. Wow. What a clutch play by the defense. Emma Dargy could not get that to fall. Wow. And the boys team for Omaha South entering the court, but they've got to wait another 4 minutes for this overtime. They're not going to be able to warm up. We're tied 35-35. Headed to the overtime. Wow. Emma Dargy just falling short. Wide open on that. Could have driven to the bucket, but settles for a jumper. Should have gotten a layup, but no. And now we've got another 4 minutes of free basketball.
All right, so here we go. Overtime basketball. This is it. Big time. 4 minutes to make something happen. What do you think they're going to be looking for?
You know, both these teams are really tired. They've been putting it to each other on defense, and we see Omaha South's boys squad come into the gym, but they've got to wait another 4 minutes for their time to shine.
They appear to be passing the time with a little dance-off, all in good spirits, not anything to keep the blood pumping. Jake, why don't you go join them?
I'll pass on that one. We've got a fresh 4 minutes on the clock.
Here we go for the tip-off.
McCarville wins
Going
the
up
tip.
against Tiller.
And that is out of bounds. Goes to Omaha South.
I haven't really seen that happen a lot lately.
No.
Kind of confused really on who really won or lost that tip. It looked like it went in McCarville's direction, but
No one
Tiller
was back.
swatted it that way.
No one
pretty
was
hard.
back there to get that ball. And are they going to looks like they're going to
Looks
retip
like
it.
They're going to retip it. Like I said, never seen this before.
And once again, but Omaha South, easy bucket. Not sure what happened there.
You know, I think that may be what Tiller was intending, but just all around kind of confusing way to start overtime.
Well, Packers lead by 2.
Kavanaugh not breaking up that coverage, but Lexi Harrison comes in with a screen for Dargy, and that basket will not go in. You know, one thing I just saw happen right there is a lot of Monarchs going and batting at the ball. You got to go in and be aggressive for it. You got to grab it with 2 hands and really secure it in towards your chest. You know, you got to pull it in tight and get away with it.
Here you see Tiller passing off, stolen by Cahill. Nice hands there. Slowing it down, passes it off to Dargy. Dargy at the point. Back to Cahill. Cahill trying to get something going.
A lot of pressure happening down low in the paint. Lexi Harrison almost tracking a 5-second foul.
I would think coach would want to see a pick and roll here, but these floaters and jumpers just aren't seeming to fall. Dargy, bad pass
Lexi Harrison,
there.
if she can get back from this, she can get back out to Dargy.
Wide open, Josie Ryan sinks the 3. Student section goes crazy. Up by 1 in the first overtime. What a game.
You know, Jake, if this is how the next 2.5 minutes are going to go, it's going to be an interesting overtime, that's for sure.
There you go, Emma Dargy with the rebound. Omaha South trying to answer and go up by 1, but can't hit the jumper.
Cabot meeting Dargy at the half-court line. Really just kind of pounding her way out there and not letting Dargy really get any options. Lexi Harrison, and 1! correction, Josie Ryan on that. She's going to drive up and get fouled. That'll be against Tiller. Only her second, but that is a huge and one play for the Monarchs.
Student section really getting into this game. Monarchs leading by 3, shooting 1 for Josie Ryan. Just a freshman on this Monarch squad, really stepping it up in this game. And she misses that. Oh, and looks like a foul is going to be called on the Monarchs.
You know, you're seeing that more and more lately. You kind of get over aggressive there on that box out, and you may, if it's a reach, if it's an over the back, if it's a push, really anything can do it, but it'll send it back to the other side.
And I understand the aggression there on the box out. Monarchs have been able to win multiple box outs there, even and get offensive rebounds on those. And you know, here you see number 22, who's had a huge impact on this game, Marsh Contreras. Sinks the first one. Excuse me. Gonna go back to the line for another. Monarchs lead by 2. And she hits the second. Keep in mind the boys' game tip may be pushed back to 7:20, 7:30 due to this overtime. But we will be here ready to give you some coverage of the 1 versus 2 matchup. And this one has turned out to be quite the matchup as well. Both teams offensively, defensively matched up perfectly. And you can see that with the score, 40-39.
You know, not something I really expected to see, given the tempo and kind of the trend that was set in the first half. We saw a lot of slowdowns, a lot of just kind of trotting their way down the court, and a really dominant Monarch defense.
And there's another offensive rebound there by the Monarchs. Kicking out to Dargy. 1:45 remaining in this game. Dargy at the top of the key. And stolen away. This is for the lead. And she gets it. Marsh Contreras.
Monarchs still
Packers lead by 1.
Monarchs still have a minute and a half to make something happen. Hannah Cahill through the back door, and that is good for 2.
She gets it. What a game. Monarchs lead by 1, 42-41. Just over a minute remaining. Marsh Contreras, top of the key. Trying to set something up. And a timeout called by Omaha South. Looks like they're going to set up a play for their players. Try to get the score up. Try to get up by a possession. Bleed some clock out. Maybe even bleed the entire 102 out.
You know, they've got 60 seconds to come up with a play for the next 62 seconds. You know, that's plenty of time. And if I were them, you know, I would hold the ball, swing it around, break up coverage, look for that slot to go right in, and make that layup, make that jump shot. I don't think it's worth trying to pull up for a 3 when all you need is that 2-pointer.
Definitely don't want to go for a 3-pointer. Trying to get it into the paint. They've been really good in the paint this last quarter and overtime. So let's see if they can get something going and maybe get fouled, maybe send it to a second overtime. Down by 1. The Monarchs still haven't come to the playing floor yet. Monarchs lead by 1. A 2-pointer will send Omaha South up by 1.
Monarchs taking the floor for possibly the last possession of this game. This could make or break it.
And sending it to the back of the court. They're going to look to set up a play. Quick jumper and off. And miss it. That is a huge mistake by the Monarchs. Trying to go again. Fouled. This game has just been full of mistakes on both sides. Hannah Cahill gets called for the foul there.
This game effectively hangs in the balance and sits on the shoulders of Omaha South's capability from the free throw line, which we'll see right here.
Rightly enough, Marsh Contreras to the line, ties it up. She sinks this. This will send them up by 1. Monarchs have 50 seconds to answer. Papillion La Vista trying to get some pressure.
It's a full timeout.
Full timeout called by the Monarchs. It's crunch time. 42-42 in the first overtime. One more free throw on the way for Omaha South by Marsh Contreras, who has been leading the Omaha South Packers to this high-scoring game for them. So let's see if the 5'2" sophomore has what it takes. Student section getting into it. 50.4 seconds. And if she makes this shot, the Monarchs have a little under 50 seconds to get it over to the other side of the court, get a quick basket, maybe even bleed out the clock, and just absolutely blow away this crowd here at Papillion La Vista. Here we go, one free throw on the way for Marsh Contreras. Monarchs might play for a second overtime, but we'll see. Can't allow for an offensive rebound here. Contreras up to the line. Feeling the pressure. And that's off. But an offensive rebound. Omaha South looks like they have it. Jump ball. Papillion La Vista gets the ball. .46 seconds remaining, and it looks like we have a Papillion La Vista player down. Looks like she got stepped on with that rebound. Who is that? Looks like Lexi Harrison is down for the Monarchs. We'll take a timeout for an injury. Coach Siski drawing up a play here for the Monarchs. Don't want to go to a second overtime. This has been as Lexi Harrison gets back up. Tough fought game by both teams. Boys teams ready to take the court for warm-ups. Number 1 versus number 2 in the state, Omaha South Packers versus Papillion La Vista. And the Monarchs start with the ball. You want to hop on the mic? Joined by Papillion La Vista basketball star, Ed Chang.
Yeah, hello guys, I'm Ed Chang. How you guys doing today?
He's going to be covering our last 40 seconds of this game. Dargy picks it up off to Harrison. Harrison going around. Got in the post. Can't get it to fall. And Omaha South gets the ball. 20 seconds to go, trying to get for the last shot. Timeout by Omaha South. Ed, what do you think they're going to draw up here for Omaha South for this 20 seconds left?
I think their go-to player is number 22, so yeah, just wait on it. She'll get the ball.
You know, I think you're absolutely right. Let's see what happens here. 20.9 seconds remaining. 42-42. Omaha South Packers have possession. Trying to send it to a second overtime. Maybe even win this ball game. Let's see what Coach Sinowecki draws up for the Packers. Maybe a quick draw to the post. Don't want to settle for a three-pointer. And we say goodbye to Ed Chang as he prepares to go warm up. Rochelle Foken guards the inbound at the bottom of your screen. Almost 5 second there. Marsh Contreras brings it up behind the back. Looking for one last shot. 12, 11, 10 seconds remaining. And another timeout by Omaha South. Monarchs bringing the pressure there. Student section booing at that. They want to see the boys game go underway. I wouldn't be surprised if you see this game go into a second overtime with the way shots are not falling today. But we'll see. We'll see. 42 to 42. 9 seconds remaining. Let's see what Coach Sinowecki draws up for the Packers. And Coach Josh Siski, his first year, doing a heck of a job with this team. Omaha South, really strong girls team, and an even stronger boys team, which you'll see in about 20 or 30 minutes. See the student section getting into it. Now let's see what the Omaha South Packers have drawn up. Look to them to go to number 22, Ashley Marsh Contreras, or number 23, Sydney Cavit. Two strong players tonight. Both, I'd have to assume, in double digits. What a way to start the night. And passed in. Marsh Contreras. Contreras trying to go into the post. Can't get the floater. And we're sent into a second overtime. Oh my goodness. And the boys teams who are ready to warm up, they're going back to the locker rooms. We've got another 4 minutes of basketball on the way. Wow. Did not expect that. Monarchs up by 10 at one point, but one heck of a game by Omaha South, pulling back. Tied 42 to 42 as we go into the second overtime. And this is going to be a struggle for both teams. Exhausted as you see all of the starters gasping for air, hands on their sides. It's going to be, conditioning is going to be what it comes down to. Let's hope the tip doesn't go as last time where we had to redo it, but you know. Let's see how this one plays out. For the tip for the Monarchs, McCarville. Omaha South. Quite fittingly, we've got Tiller, great defensive player tonight. Let's see if we can put an end to this game. Monarchs, Omaha South, and Monarchs retain possession after the tip. Dargy, slow. Passes it off to Ryan. Ryan on the right side, pass it back to Dargy. A three-pointer here would be big. We've got 4 minutes. The whole playbook is open. Dargy losing her footing. Pass it off to Cahill. Cahill hesitates. It's about to pop up three, and that's going to be a foul. Pretty obvious there. Trying to look for the steal, but Marsh Contreras confused, but that's a textbook foul right there. Monarchs in the bonus, shooting 1-on-1. Hannah Cahill. In comes Rochelle Foken for Josie Ryan. These 1-on-1s are huge. Got to hit the first one, and no good. Hannah Cahill struggling from the free throw line tonight. Sweep going around the right side. Brings it back to half court is Marsh Contreras. Left side of the key is Sydney White. Sydney White. Back door, no. Doesn't see it. Phillips passes it back, slowing it down. Bit early to be bleeding up the clock here, but Phillips to Contreras. Phillips back to Marsh Contreras. Can't find any holes in this defense. and settles for a three, and that is no good. Emma Dargy gets the rebound, just barely. Dargy pushing the pressure, and wide open with the layup is Rochelle Fokin. Monarchs up by 2. That's the first bucket of this overtime period. Marsh Contreras, top of the key. Pass it off to Phillips. Phillips looking for something. Pressure, gets a tip, Emma Dargy gets the ball. 1 minute remaining, Monarchs up by 2. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to settle for the last shot here. Dargy, might hold the ball. Trying to get around some screens. Back to Cahill. Fokin, and timeout. No, foul. Not great.
Number 15, her second personal, teams 10. Monarchs are in the double bonus, 32. Rochelle Fokin.
Let's see. Step it up, and that's off. Fokin to the line for another. Six that one, 3-point game. Monarchs up 45-42. 35 seconds remaining. Got to pull up for a three here. Monarchs guarding that 3-point line. They'll take a layup. Pull up for a three. No good. Better Fowler. Emma Dargy gets the ball. Scrambling. Timeout. Papillion La Vista. I don't know why they wouldn't just let the clock run out. Just less than a minute remaining. Seconds remaining. Monarch ball. Omaha South with the foul, I would only assume. But let's see. The way this game is going, we can see a third overtime. If not, we encourage you to stick around. The number 1 Omaha South Packers take on Papillion La Vista at home. Gonna be one heck of a game. 10 seconds remaining. South better foul on this real quick. And knocked out of bounds.
Out of bounds, Monarch basketball.
Monarchs get another chance at inbounding. Maybe trying to pressure for 5 seconds. See what they can get. And Dargy gets it and it's fouled. 7.9 remaining. Monarchs up by 3. Trying to make it a 2-possession game if Dargy sinks these free throws.
Her third personal. Monarchs are in the double bonus, shooting 2. Emma Dargy.
Double bonus. 2 shots at it. Dargy, good free throw shooter. And this is that one. What a hit.
Monarchs substitution number 10, Hannah Cahill.
Hannah Cahill comes in for Josie Ryan. See if she can hit this one. Can't get it to fall. Monarchs get the ball. 5.1 seconds remaining. Omaha South had it in their hands. With a strong effort there by Lexi Harrison. Now to the line. Lexi Harrison. Opportunity to put the nail in the coffin. And that makes it a 2-possession game. Looks like the Monarchs are going to pull this one away unless a miracle happens. 4-point play. And Packers wisely just going to pull up. Can't get that. That's it. Monarchs take down the Omaha South Packers, 46-42. What a game. Now stick around. 7:15 is the scheduled tip. I assume it'll be later than that. Stick around. Number 1, Omaha South Packers versus number 2, Papillion La Vista Monarchs. Papillion La Vista led by sophomore Ann Chang, junior Iowakan Wole, as well as senior Chad Leclerc. And Omaha South Packers, Harlan McSpadden for a rope. We'll be back with more basketball.
Hello and welcome to the Palace. We are live from Papillion La Vista High School in beautiful Papillion, Nebraska. Now it's a chilly 29 degrees outside, but that's all right because we are packed in a sold-out gym for the game of the year.
That's right. We're here for the big matchup between number 1 ranked Omaha South Packers and number 2 Papillion La Vista.
My name is Daniel Rich, and I'm here with
Jay Sink.
and we are here to bring you arguably the biggest game to ever come to Papillion La Vista High School in its several years of existence.
You know, Omaha South coming into this matchup, number 1 in the state. They've got quite a few college commits led by a rope. Quite a strong player there. He's coming into UNL, 175 pounds, 6'4" frame. Gotta watch out for him. He's in their starting lineup.
Now, before we get too far into this game, I do want to encourage our viewers to check us out on Twitter and to stay up to date on everything we are doing. You can follow us at PLHS_broadcast to stay up to date on everything that we are doing here at Papillion La Vista High School. Now, Jake, this game, as I've said and will continue to say, is huge. Number 1 team, Omaha South. Number 2 team, Papillion La Vista. Both teams showing up big this year. What on earth can we expect?
You know, we just saw the girls' game. Ended in a double overtime win. Papillion La Vista pulled away with the victory, 46-42. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up in an overtime, second overtime, but a much higher score. Both these teams have offensive weapons. Papillion La Vista, led by Iowakan Wole, Ed Chang, Chad Lechtenberg, and Omaha South Packers, of course, led by Marcus Madden.
Now, I want to take a second here and talk about the coaching staff for both sides, but especially Papillion La Vista. You know, it blows me away the amount of records we have here on paper for the coaching staff for the Monarchs.
And yet, the assistant coach for Monarchs, Nick Alberts, he has quite a few records. Most career steals, 128 on the season.
Yeah, of course. And of course, we also have the one and only Andre Watts, who's another assistant coach, and he's known for having the most game assists in 95 and 96. He had 13 assists in one game, and now both of them are standing shoulder to shoulder on the Monarch sideline, leading the future of Papillion.
And you know, current player Iowakan Wole last season shot 52% from beyond the arc. And here we're going to meet our starting lineups for both teams.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Papillion La Vista High School for tonight's number 1 versus number 2 matchup. Monarch fans, let's welcome our guests this evening, the Packers from Omaha South High School. Tonight's matchup features those Packers against your Papillion La Vista Monarchs. Because a few moments before opening tip, let's take a moment to meet tonight's teams. First, the starting lineup for the visitors this evening, the Omaha South Packers. A 6'2" senior, number 2, Marlon McSpadden. A 6'1" senior, number 3, Monte McGarry. A 6'1" senior, number 12, McCour Aroke. A 6'4" senior, number 23, Khalil Walker. And a 6'5" junior, number 33, Okwuk Aroke. The Packers are led by assistant coaches Tyree Vance, Ray Day, Bruce Jovic Jr., Ted Stessman, Nick Nichols, Brandon McGarry, Ryan Wizershek, and the head coach of Omaha South High School is Bruce Jovic. And now, Monarch fans, stay on your feet. It's time to meet the starting lineup for your Papillion La Vista Monarchs. A 5'11" junior, number 4, Isaac Hubert. A 5'11" junior, number 10, Io Akinwole. a 6'7" sophomore, number 22, Ed Chang. A 6'4" sophomore, number 24, Peyton Reese. And a 6'2" senior, number 30, Chad Lechtenberg. The Monarchs are led by assistant coaches Andre Watts, Mitch Albers, Matthew, Dan Harmon, Russ Shores, and Travis Simpson. And the head coach of Papillion La Vista High School is Dan Moore.
All right, and here we are getting ready to go into tip-off, and we want to sit here and talk about not only the number 1 and the number 2 team in the state, but the number 1 and the number 2 team players in the state. We have number 2, Iowa Wole, going up against Aguak Arope. Now this is a huge matchup on the court.
Teammates in the summer league facing each other at La Vista tonight. And Chang.
Now this is also going to be one of the big matchups, height on height. Undoubtedly going to be something to watch all night long. Here we go, Papillion with the tip.
Iowa Wole brings it up the court. That's it off. Quick three-pointer off the mark. That was that is off the mark. Papillion Walker. Wole setting something up. Goes around the right side. Pass it up to Lechtenberg. In and out.
This is definitely not something we want to see this early on. Shots like that, we really want to see those go in and make things happen.
Weak rope there with a nice take. Wole going coast to coast. Answers. Wow, what a shot by Khalil Walker. And one.
By Khalil Walker.
Now let's talk a little bit about Khalil Walker, 6'4", 205 pounds. Now it's easy to get pressure by the rest of your team to jump into a commitment to a college, but he is not verbally or solidly committed to any team yet.
He misses that three-point. Iowa Monarchs met at half court by McGarry. Ebert. Priest to Lechtenberg. No. Takes it himself. And gets tipped by Massout, and that's going to be a jump ball to Massout.
You know, I have a feeling this is not the last we're going to see something like that with a Guacarope sitting down in the paint at 6'5". His only real contender is 6'7", Ed Chang. And on shots like that, it's just going to be dominated down in the paint.
That's going to be a struggle all night for the Monarchs. Ed Chang is not used to these big men under the basket, but he's got to get used to it tonight. He's met with 6'6", 6'3", really, really tall guys.
Guacarope sitting at 6'5", 175 pounds. He is already committed to play for the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
And you see it right there. He's a talented young man. He's going to have a great time. He's going to have a great coaching staff there.
Absolutely. And speaking of coaching staff for Nebraska, we have Tim Miles in the house at the Palace tonight, looking at a lot of UNL comments, a lot of UNL potential comments, a lot of people he's talking to. There's a lot of friends in the house for Tim Miles tonight.
Yonga set the screen. Akamole keeps it out. Hebert just off the mark.
Now Isaac Hebert is someone you don't often see out at the three-point line. He is 57% from the three. but he doesn't shoot often.
There we go again, McSpadden. And the Monarchs, Dan Moore wants to call a timeout and talk this over.
30 seconds, timeout.
Now in this timeout, let's take a second and talk about the one, the only, the person everybody's been talking about, Ed Chang. You're seeing him on your screen right now. He's definitely somebody worth talking about. Ed Chang.
A very, very huge player for the Monarchs. Last year, as a freshman, did not start. 6'6" sophomore. He leads the team in scoring, and he's got to step it up tonight.
Absolutely. Monarchs only with 2 points. Going back to Chang, we were talking about offers earlier. He's got the most offers out of both teams so far for basketball. He's got offers from Creighton and UNL, and he's expressed extreme interest in both Iowa, Stanford, UCLA, and Wichita State, and they've expressed interest in him as well. So he's definitely got his options in front of him, and that's huge.
Just as a sophomore, that's huge for him. I can see him go places.
Absolutely.
And there's a steal. Walker, and McSpadden tacks on another 2.
We've seen a lot from Cleo Walker so far tonight, and I'm sure he's going to not let us forget about him.
Airballs.
A little bit too much on that one, and that just cannot happen, Jake.
What a strong team we have here from Omaha South coming out to play. 2-11. Monarchs have to get a bucket here. Can't let this happen. Poked away. Out to Akinwole. Akinwole pulls up for a 3 off the mark. And they're going to let it out of bounds.
Basketball.
McGarry takes from the court.
Akinwole, we see often from the three-point line. He averages 40 three-point shot attempts, but only 10 shots made, leaving him at 25%.
There you see a rope there with another dominating move in the post. You can't really stop that unless you have Ed Chang on him, and you don't want to get him in foul trouble. Kicks out to Priest. There we go. Hebert, excuse me. Hebert gets another 2 on the board for the Monarchs, trailing 13-4. Quick transition offense there by the Packers, and you can hear it. Students are not happy with that. Braxton Fagnon gets fouled.
Shooting 2 for the Packers, Monte McGarry.
So McGarry goes to the line for 2. And that's off. Rebound by Fanyonga. Hebert. Quick pass to Akinwole, who finishes the basket.
And that is Hebert's 2nd assist so far, and that seems to be his kind of sweet spot. You don't see him really deliver much from the line, but that seems to really be where
McSpadden pulls up for a 3 there and silences the crowd.
That really just seems to be where Hebert thrives, is the assists.
Surprised there wasn't a foul. Pass it off to a Rope. Rope trying to get past. And good defense there by the Monarchs. And that's traveling call on Quick Rope.
Monarchs substitute number 14, BJ Dang.
Comes BJ Dang. Let's see if the Monarchs can answer this 16-6 Packer. Quite a dominating first part of the first quarter.
BJ Dang bringing the ball up. Correction, that was Gomar Rauch bringing the ball up. Nice pump fake.
Dang with a nice move there in the post. Let's see, Omaha South, quick transition defense, offense team. See if it gets it going. Mishandled pass, and they retain possession. Carlone McSpadden gets it. Passes out, and impressive move. Omaha South answers. Papillion La Vista trails by 10.
And I think that's largely in part to their defense, or really lack thereof. I mean, it's offensively, as we can see here, they're moving the ball. Here comes Chad Lechtenberg, and even stuff like that just cannot happen. But you see on defense, they're just letting those easy, short jumpers go in, and slow and steady, it's going to win it.
And you saw that Braxton Fanyanga, just as tall as number 33, a rope, but a much bigger frame than him. He just plows right through him, and Monarchs trailing by 12.
And there's really no excuse. I mean, you see multi-sport athletes out there like Braxton Fanyanga, Chad Lechtenberg. They are all multi-sport athletes playing football. Actually, Chad and Braxton both quarterbacks in football, excuse me. So the athleticism is there, no question. And the height is there from Ed Chang and Braxton, no question. So I think it's just coming down to a lack of communication in the paint where all those jumpers are coming off.
I haven't seen much of Ed Chang in this first quarter. Not sure what that's due to, but I guess we'll find out. Maybe Coach Moore has a game plan. Io, top of the key. Back to Akinwole.
Omaha South is locking down the three-point line. They know they have dangerous shooters like Akinwole.
Pass it off to Lechtenberg.
Hebert, Lechtenberg, and even Ed Chang, and they do not want to see that happen.
That's going to be a foul called as Lechtenberg tries to drive into the paint. We've seen Lechtenberg this year more than a three-point shooter, driving into the paint, lots more than last year.
Absolutely, and Lechtenberg being looked at more and more now by Morningside, Midland, Nebraska Wesleyan, Peru State. They are all very interested in what Lechtenberg has to offer.
As you can see him pull up for a three, and wow, what a shot. That gets the crowd going, 11 to 20. And a missed shot.
Some nice defense there by Fanyanga, getting right in his face.
Akinwole double teamed and stolen away. And layup there. And just like that, Packers back up by 12. Signals to Lechtenberg. What an aggressive first quarter.
Kevin.
Akinwole runs the floor.
Out of his sights, he knows he's dangerous from the three-point line, and he is not giving him any room to make anything happen. Now switching coverage.
And McGarry doing a great job covering Akinwole. Not letting him get to the post, and that's going to be a call as Hebert tries to go into the paint. He draws the foul.
His first, his third. Our substitution number 24, Peyton Priest.
That'll be McCora Ropes' first foul, but bringing his team up to 3, and 3 fouls this early in the game for the team. You do not want to see these Monarchs at the free throw line.
And that was a poor pass by Lechtenberg and poor ball handling there by Peyton Priest on that inbound. Can't make mistakes.
Substitution number 14, BJ Dang. Back on for the Packers, number 33,
BJ Dang comes into the game for the Monarchs. Khalil Walker brings it up the floor. Akinwole guarding. Akinwole below 6 feet, guarding to 6'4". Look at the handles on him. In and out and back in. What a dunk. Wow. Omaha South Packers coming out to play tonight. 24-11 after the first quarter. What a ball game we have here in Papillion.
I think that, I'm going to call it a dunk. It bounced out, went back in. Some might want to call it a layup or who knows what. But, it's stuff like that can really be a momentum shift.
Yeah, and I hear right behind us, we hear the Omaha South parents, Omaha South students get up on their feet after that. What a way to end the first quarter for Omaha South. And it seems like for Papillion La Vista, Braxton Fonyaga, who doesn't get too much action in on most games, he's been playing most of this game just due to his height. They're struggling to guard these tall guys from Omaha South. 6'1", 6'5", 6'5", 6'2". Looking at the roster, it's tough when your roster's just the tallest you have is 6'7", Ed Chang, and he's been out for most of the first quarter, but you see him coming in. Let's see what Coach Dan Moore can get going here.
And Omaha South has a lot of basketball players on their team. You've got Montaigne McGarry, you've got Noah Fant. You know, they've all committed to different schools.
And Chang, 6'3". And that's the momentum you want. That's the momentum you want going into this quarter. Now let's see if Omaha South can answer. Wide open.
Ed Chang quickly shuts down that three. Gomar Rauch going in, never afraid to dive for that ball.
Smart play there by Omaha South's Carlo McSpadden. Didn't want to get a dunk there. That would have been quite the momentum shift. But let's see. Papillion La Vista get back in this one. Trailing by 10. Lechtenberg just swallowed up in the paint. Can't get that one to fall.
You know, I think the key to beating this height down in the paint is just going to be drawing all the pressure down low and hitting them from the three-point line. We definitely have capable shooters. The defense just has to draw that down into the paint under the basket, away from the dangerous shooters on Papio.
Exactly. Ed Chang has the ball. Looking inside. And can't get that one to hit. Omaha South, back the other way. Pull up jumper 2. Wow. A rope, putting on a show here in Papillion. Tim Miles and the Nebraska Cornhuskers have quite the commit there. Isaac Hebert able to get a quick two-pointer there. Pass inside. Stop Ed Chang. Nice defense there. Chang runs the floor. And nice pass to Lechtenberg. Ebert, excuse me. Gomar Rauch with a nice pass. And just like that, Omaha South calls a timeout. Back and forth.
Now I kind of want to take a second here to talk about 3 key players on Papillion La Vista's. On Papillion La Vista. You've got Chad Lechtenberg, you've got Ed Chang, you've got Io Akinwole. 3 key players that seem to really feed off of each other. You got the height from Chang, the shooting capability of Lechtenberg, and you've got the ball handling skills of Akinwole. Those 3 are a dangerous combo, and we've really seen Omaha South really show up and try to shut down that power trio.
And all 3 of those guys have to be firing on all cylinders if they want to take down this Omaha South team. Student section getting into it. Pull up 3, no good. Ed Chang with the rebound. Ed Chang runs the floor and is fouled. If you're the Monarchs, you might want to look at getting the ropes in foul trouble here because they are dangerous offensively. Chad Lechtenberg, deep 3, no good. And offensive rebound. And another 3-pointer. Gomar Rauch gets that one to fall. That is huge.
Gomar Rauch, a name
back the other way. That silences them from McSpadden.
Gomar Rauch, a name we really haven't seen often, but dominant in the track and field range with 60 meters at 7.59. The 160 meter, 20.8. Really impressive speed.
Isaac Hebert pulls up for another 2, and the Monarchs are back in it, 23-30. Little less than 5 minutes to go in this half. And again, Agueco Rope answers. Monarchs need to be within 5, 3, anything close at the half to have any shot at this, because Omaha South Packers are a deep team.
You know, I'm starting to sense a momentum shift.
Oh, a deep 3 by Chang. That was not a well-advised shot. No foul called to the present students, and Omaha South benefit of the doubt there. They're going to the line.
Honor foul number 10, Iowa Canole, his first team score. Shooting 2 for the Packers, Jalen Tate.
Jalen Tate goes to the free throw line. First one's off. Fanyanga comes back in for Chang. Chang's going to take a breather. Coach Moore's probably not too happy about that NBA length 3 he just tried to spot up on there.
Yeah, this early in the game, I think you really need to focus on, you know, solid defense to shut down the O'Rourke brothers. You know,
And an offensive rebound there by McSpadden. Can't be having that after 2 missed free throws.
the O'Rourkes definitely have the height advantage, but I think if the Monarchs just come in and lock down their defense down low, a huge momentum shift could take place.
And it looks like McSpadden's going to take the 3, buries it. That was on the line, 2-pointer. One step back, that would have been the 3. Gomar Rauch takes it up and trying to get fancy, and that's going to be a foul. Looks like they were both going for it, but Jalen Tate getting a bit heated with the refs, but first foul on him.
You know, I think that was a good call by the refs. You know, Rauch slipped up, dropped the ball. He would have either gone out of bounds, traveled, or really had a hard time recovering if you had trapped him in the corner. But instead, coming in with a push from the back like that, that's never going to fly with the refs.
Akinwole brings it up off to Fanyanga. Swings it around, Akinwole. Gomar Rauch tries, not sure what he was doing there. Maybe a pass, but, and looks like Fanyanga is trying to shake it off. He got a little tripped up on that play.
So much energy happening down under the basket. It's amazing that so far, Braxton Fanyanga is the only player we've really seen limping away. So much aggressiveness coming from both sides.
Walker passes it off to Lee. Lee, 2 steps into the paint, no good. Fanyanga with the rebound. Akinwole controls the court past half court onto the key. Pass it to Rauch. Rauch to Lechtenberg. Lechtenberg, pull up 3, no good. Just off the mark. Nice move and gets fouled there by Fanyanga. Monarchs down by 11, just under 3 minutes remaining in this first half. Khalil Walker to the free throw line. Student section getting into it. Doesn't faze Walker. You see Ed Chang and Peyton Priest come back in, as well as the Omaha South. A rope come back into the game.
You know, let's take a second to talk about Walker. He's at the line right now shooting, and he is 9th in Nebraska Hoops player ranking class of 2016. We've definitely seen that tonight. You know, he's definitely a top 10 player, and he's definitely shown up tonight and has just really played with the aggressiveness you need in a number 1 versus number 2 game.
I agree. Rauch passes it off to the corner. Strong defense by Omaha South. Passes it to Akinwole. Rauch back with it. Hebert trying to get it to Chang, can't do it. And that's thrown out of bounds by Omaha South. It's poor possession there by the Monarchs.
You know, luckily that lack of communication we just saw from Omaha South, which is rare, definitely led to the Monarchs' favor with getting that ball back. Akinwole looking to kind of slow things down, reorganize, and kind of reevaluate how they're going to deal with all that pressure down low.
Akinwole on the far side, up to Chang. Chang trying to do some moves in the post, airballs it. Ed's trying to take control of the team and not sure if that's his role right now, but let's see what this possession holds for Omaha South. No good from Walker. Akinwole back up the court, passes it off. And Peyton Priest buries it for 3. Monarchs down by 9. Let's see if we can get a run going into the halftime. 1:40 remaining.
And that was an impressive three-pointer there by Priest. Only a sophomore, but still 6'4", a shooting forward. He attempted 14 three-pointers so far this season and has only made 3 with a percentage of 21%. However, his field goal percentage has been at a wowing 42%. So he's definitely got the capability to shoot the ball, but his strengths have really been shown in moving the ball and leading the team in assists all season long. So definitely an impressive shot there from Priest.
Absolutely. Blocked by Ed Chang and recovered. Wow, Khalil Walker recovers that somehow. And back up the floor goes Peyton Priest. Priest off to Akinwole. Akinwole passes it off to Hebert. Hebert, no call there. Ed Chang, a little
no
flop
call there either, but hey, that's what you got to do to break up this South team.
Trying to get an alley-oop there, but 2 points, 39-26. Just under 30 seconds to play. Papillion looking for the last shot. This is not the way they want to go into the half.
Absolutely, and definitely not what they anticipate. You know, out here in the hallway and in the locker room before the game, a lot of just energy built up, and you could feel it in the hallways all week. And you know, I'm impressed with the fans and the team for not letting this kind of surprising start to the game kind of take that energy away. And you can only guess it's going to build going into second half.
And you know, going back to the girls' game, Omaha South was down 10 going into the second half, and they came back to pull it to a second overtime, but the Monarchs pulled away with that 46-42. So let's see what happens in the last few seconds of this half. Akinwole looking for an inbound. Ed Chang loses it. No call. And three-pointers, no good by McSpadden. Papillion La Vista trails Omaha South 26-39 as the Papillion La Vista dance team prepares to take the floor for their halftime performance.
man, we are back here at the Palace for second half action. And right off the bat, Jake, I kind of want to talk about something big that every Monarch who's been here, pretty much really just seniors, because it happened our freshman year, a big event that happened in this gym, the Central upset. That was probably the last time I can remember that we really stood up and had a chance against a #1 team in the state. And at the time, that was Omaha Central. And, you know, Monarchs came in, they pulled in with the upset, and of course, naturally, student section stormed the court. You know, that kind of emotion, is what the Monarchs are looking to kind of replicate here. And I know the students want it, the players want it, and that day is definitely something that every player, past, present, and I'm sure future, looks forward to, you know, trying to repeat there.
Absolutely, and everyone on Twitter, all the Monarch fans, remember 04, remember 04, 2004, the last time this happened. Student section getting into it. We've got just above 2 minutes until we take the second half on. Packers lead 39-26, and on the box scores we have Kevin Lee, 2 points. Carlin McSpadden, 11 points for the Packers. And, of course, leading the Packers, Agwick Arope with 21 points. And then Khalil Walker chipping in another 2. And the Monarchs much more spread out scoring-wise. Isaac Herbert leads with 8. Iowakan Wole with 4. BJ Dang, 2. Peyton Priest, 3. Chad Lechtenberg, 3. And Gomar Rauch, 3. No points for Ed Chang. Got to step up here in this with this crowd, with the pressure. Just a sophomore, but you've got to step it up. It's a big stage.
All right, and fans, remember, you can always check us out on Twitter, and we will always be live there tweeting you constant updates on what is going down here at the Palace. We post vines from games, we post updates on what's happening in school. You can always go there and check us out at PLHS_broadcast.
One minute until we begin the second half. Monarchs just really need to dig in. It's a struggle with all the big guys down in the post from Omaha Central, but you saw a spark start there in the half.
Yeah, you know, definitely McCour Arope and really also Agwick Arope, both the brothers. You know, let's talk about McCour for a second. He's interested in UNL, and he has a 34-inch vertical. I mean, that is definitely the height advantage that we're seeing Omaha South come out with, and really the only true contenders for that is Ed Chang and Braxton Fungyanga, and we really only see them out one at a time. I'm starting to wonder if Coach Moore is looking at options to get them both out there on the court to maybe double team one of the Arope brothers or pair up or just do something to cut down this kind of runaway lead we're seeing from South.
You know, if I had to guess, you'd see a lot more of Ed Chang in this half. He held him back, only 1 foul in that first half, but let's see what Papillion La Vista can pull together.
Absolutely.
Quite the matchup. Ed Chang starting out this half along with the rest of the starters.
Here as we get ready for the second half of big-time basketball action, we just want to take a second to thank all of our viewers who have been tuning in. We know this is a big day, and it is really meaningful to us that you would take your time to tune in and watch the game.
Akinwole putting the pressure on McGarry. McGarry, no points the last half. Students are getting into it. A rope down in the post. Excuse me, Walker. Walker, nice move. Ed Chang there to block it. And second, Lil Walker brings his point total up to 7.
You know, before we had Ed Chang out there, or we saw him out there, that shot would have gone in the first time. So we're definitely already beginning to see some contest there in the paint.
Absolutely. And there you see Akinwole trying to get a quick layup, and he draws the foul. And that's McSpadden, his first foul. McSpadden had 11 points for the Packers in the first half. Akinwole trying to pull something
Akinwole is interested in going to UNO, has had several visits, several conversations with them. Sitting at 5'10", 160 pounds, he is definitely an awesome point guard, really showing up, really driving the ball down the court coast to coast. He's definitely proven himself both at the three-point line and just a general ball handler. Definitely someone UNO is looking at.
Absolutely. Ed Cheng tries to come right at the rebound. Omaha South retains possession. Looking for a foul there, but none. Been a lack of calls tonight, but it's gone both ways by the refs. Fair. Trying to feed Walker in the post. Can't get that to drop. Ed Chang.
And here we see a perfect example of Chang's versatility. You know, he goes up for the rebound, senses pressure, can't get there, can't get the ball anywhere else, so he just takes it himself. You know, we've seen him in several roles: a shooting forward, a power forward, a point guard, a shooting guard, a center. He can really play any point on the court, and that's definitely a huge reason why he has all these offers sitting on the table.
And there's Walker, who picks up his second foul. Akinwole out to Lechtenberg. Lechtenberg tries to put it in. And nice move by Lechtenberg. Omaha South. Tempo offense. And a nice rebound by Chang.
And here we see that momentum shift we were starting to talk about. Definitely some words exchanged in the locker room between the coaches and Ed.
And Akinwole looking for a call there, as well as the students, but none to be found as Omaha South gets possession. An 11-point game with 6:18 remaining in the third quarter. Orope controls it. Passes up to McSpadden. McSpadden goes in. Up against Ed Chang. No call, and a nice basket. Patience there.
Head coach Bruce Chubik for Omaha South looking for a call there. Thought Ed got in the way, but it did look like he was set, at least somewhat. And really, if there's any question there, the ball went in. The refs are just going to give him the points and let play roll on.
And Akinwole inbounding it for the Monarchs off to Lechtenberg. Trying to go into the post with Priest. Back to Lechtenberg. Nice move. Chad Lechtenberg's got to be a huge player in this game, and he stepped it up here in the second half. Walker controls it. Going into the post against Ed Chang. Can't get that to fall. Offensive rebound. Orope.
You know, just kind of looking at these plays unfold under the basket, I think the key here for the Monarchs is instead of trying to recover from outside of the basket, outside of that zone, they need to get in it. You know, boxing out is key. If they can put themselves between the Orope brothers or Khalil Walker and the basket, they may have a chance to kind of express Ed Chang's vertical to kind of beat them to the ball. I think that would be huge for the Monarchs if they can get between them and the basket.
Now let's see, Akinwole goes to the line for two. Very great free throw shooter on the year. Let's see how the Packers respond. Monarchs 33, Packers 45. And 2 points for Akinwole. Orope runs the court. Back to Walker. Walker trying to make something happen. McSpadden. Can't do much about that. Isaac Hebert trying to defend him, but what
definitely a mismatch there.
Ed Chang pulls up for a three. No good. And rebound by Lechtenberg.
Great offensive rebound there by Lechtenberg.
And that's what the Monarchs have been missing, is offensive rebounds. Lechtenberg can't get it to go.
Nice floater there, just can't get it to go. Nice rebound, a second rebound. And this is what I was talking about. Monarchs cannot recover from shots like that from behind. They need to get themselves between the player and the basket.
Peyton Priest pulls up, and Papillion La Vista takes a timeout. Coach Dan Moore has to be telling his players, you've got to get those rebounds. You've got to get those defensive rebounds. you can't be settling second, third opportunities for this Omaha team. They will capitalize on those.
Absolutely. You know, Dan Moore, no stranger to the court here at Papillion La Vista High School. He spent several years as the assistant coach under Jason Bryan, who has now moved on to become the athletic director following the retirement of former athletic director Chuck Johnston. So, you know, Coach Dan Moore stepping up into that head coach role as, you know, Jason Bryan steps up to that athletic director role, a huge shift in the athletic department. And Coach Moore had a tough first year, kind of rebuilding a team that Jason Bryan had spent so much time sculpting, but by the second year and now the third year, we're really starting to see the fruits of his labor come out as he sculpts his new, fresh, young team with new ideas.
And you know, Coach Moore's son, Trey Moore, he is playing college ball for Florida Southern. And he also has the record for the Monarchs, most season assists, 183 in the 2013-14 season. So let's see what Omaha South has to offer here. Let's see if the Monarchs can rebound a little better. Ed Chang trying to block that, and another opportunity, and there's the rebound again, and fouled by Lechtenberg.
And that's another really easy way to draw in fouls. You saw Lechtenberg come in from behind. That's going to be an over-the-back foul every single day, setting him for two, and we've seen how Omaha South can shoot. They will make their free throws. So, as I said, capitalize on boxing out. Get in front of them. Force your way around. Make them go over you. I think that is the key to this Monarch defense.
And you know that's tough for the Monarchs. They're a small team, 5'11", just a few 6-footers, 6'7", Ed Chang, but the Omaha South Packers just dominating in size and weight over them in this ball game. As Monte McGarry sinks 2 free throws. And that was a very ill-advised pass, and into the hands of Omaha South. Monarchs retain possession.
Impressive play by Ed Chang, but also pure luck. I mean, they were going for that ball and just so happened to go off the Packers, and Ed Chang is very excited to see that, maybe get a second shot at this basket. And there we see a great example, Payne Priest getting in front of Khalil Walker there. Definitely what we want to start seeing more of.
Pass it off, 3 points. Got it. McSpadden lighting it up from behind the line tonight. Here's Rauch off to Akinwole. Ed Chang coming from the post. Gets it back to Rauch. Looking for some holes in this defense. Can't find any. Poked away by Omaha South.
Monarch substitution number 14, B.J. Dang.
B.J. Dang comes into the game for the Monarchs.
You know, we're seeing a lot of man-to-man coverage here between Omaha South and the Monarchs. However, it's a lot of switch-up coverage. So we just saw Khalil Walker follow Ed Chang all the way out to the three-point line and then drop back and was replaced by one of the Aropes. So that constant switching is a very big opportunity for the Monarchs to swing the ball, move the ball, trip them up. Eventually a hole's going to open up, and that's their chance to take the shot.
You see a turnover there by the Monarchs, but nice defensive possession as B.J. Dang gets the ball. Ed Chang has to step it up in this game. Down, nice pass by Rauch, and Ed Chang lays it in.
And there we see the iconic matchup between Chang and Arope. Definitely height on height with Ed Chang having the slight advantage, but you know, Arope's vertical is definitely nearly double that of Ed Chang's.
And looking for a call there, and that's going to go to the Monarchs. 38-52, 2:26 remaining as the Packers substitute in Jalen Tate. And Braxton Fanyonga comes in with that height, trying to guard the post. Let's see what they can do. Io Akinwole brings it up the court.
Akinwole looking a little tired, you know, definitely a matchup between him and Omaha South. Not really a speed that him or really any other Monarchs are used to.
Poor pass there, just unacceptable there by Braxton Fanyonga, but that's what you're going to get with a first-year basketball player. Fanyonga played football for a few years at Papillion La Vista, got convinced to join the basketball team. Just doesn't have the handles like the other players here who have played all 4 years, but that height helps him out defensively. As you see Monte McGarry bring it up the court.
A huge battle. A huge battle down low between Lechtenberg and a rope. And there we see an almost charge, but a missed pass goes to Fanyanga.
BJ Dang cleans up the mess from Akinwole. Poor pass, or not the best shot there, but BJ Dang cleans it up there.
That assist will be credited to Akinwole. He averages 5.9 assists per game, leading the team in assists.
Not a lot of calls tonight, but it seems like Braxton Fanyanga is racking up the fouls, 3, and they don't have many more tall guys to replace him, so let's see how that changes Coach Moore's game plan going into the next half, next quarter.
Substitution number 22, Ed Chang.
Ed Chang comes back in, replaces Lechtenberg.
Looking to kind of out-height Omaha South down low, maybe get between them and the basket like I was saying earlier, get some box out, and keep an eye on Ed Chang, how he works his way around number 11, Jalen Tate. Definitely a height advantage. He's going to come in, box out, and Tate's going to try to spin around, but it won't matter.
Rope sinks another 2 free throws, and Ed Chang's going to inbound the ball for the Monarchs. Loose coverage this side of the court by Omaha South, but they make up for it on the other side of the court. Lockdown defense. You can see why they're ranked number 1 in the state. Double teaming on both sides. Let's see if they can find an open gap in this defense. BJ Dang looking for an open look, and there's Ed Chang for the dunk.
Ed Chang.
What a play by Ed
Getting the
Chang.
dunk over Monte McGarry. That's what the Monarchs are used to, and the fans. That's the Ed Chang they've been missing this entire game, and it looks like he's starting to show up.
And the momentum shifting as Omaha Central throws it out of bounds. Monarchs down by 12. Let's see what they can do. Nearing the end of this third quarter. Student section on their feet. Ed Chang inbounds it. Let's see if they bring the pressure, and they do once again. Akinwole trying to get past his defender. Does. Pass it to Hebert. No good. And a rebound by Ed Chang. Nice pass to Fanyanga, and he gets the foul. You can see the bench there excited about that.
Huge battle down low between McCour Arope and Ed Chang. That between McCour Arope and his older brother, Aguak Arope, between them and Ed Chang, it's definitely been a battle all night to maintain dominance down low in the paint.
And there's a nice welcome in, as well as BJ Dang. Omar Rauch comes back into the Monarchs. Fanyanga with 3 fouls, finally getting a call his way here. And he sinks the second one. One's 2 from the line. Monarchs bringing the pressure with 1 man. Dang. Don't want to foul, but gotta bring the pressure. Nice handles. Wow. McSpadden showing why he's a starter on this team. A rope, top of the key, almost poked away by Dang.
Dang is definitely keeping up here at the top with McSpadden, but McSpadden just showing off his ball handling skills with Route, showing off his vertical.
And there's McSpadden again, down in the post. Excuse me, Khalil Walker.
You know, to me, it looked like Io may have been set there. However, I will credit the refs. You know, in college, it's much, much different. If you in any way impede their motion towards the basket, it's a whistle every time. And it might seem ridiculous at first, but the purpose behind this is just like everybody's mentality. cut down on injuries, cut down on concussions. These are high school students looking at colleges, looking at a future. The last thing they need to be worrying about is a concussion, and those concussions come from those fouls down low.
And 0.2 seconds remaining. Papillion La Vista might be able to get off one shot. They were looking for a quick transition basket. Or excuse me, Omaha South has possession. And just going to throw it up. Omaha South, 56. Papillion La Vista, 43. No, Omaha South size under the basket is just so tough for small teams like Papillion La Vista to deal with. We saw this struggle with being down in the third and fourth quarters in the Metro Holiday Tournament against Omaha Creighton Prep, and they fell to them then. And you know, McSpadden in the finals there against Creighton Prep, Omaha South versus Creighton Prep, he had 15 points. Agwicka Rope 15 points. Noah Fance 11 points. So many players on this Omaha South roster can put up double figures and just dominate in the post. And we've seen that plenty tonight.
You know, someone we haven't really talked about a lot tonight, believe it or not, and I expected him to be on the top of my list, is Agwicka Rope. Now, we've seen his brother, Makura Rope, really show up tonight. However, Agwicka really hasn't been much in the conversation, having already committed to UNL, 6 foot 4 inches, a vertical of 36 inches. He's definitely been a contender in a couple of slam dunks already in this game, but really, in retrospect, his name hasn't really come up that much.
Now we resume play in the fourth quarter. Akinwole passes it into the paint. There's Chang. Chang trying to find an open man. Can't. There's Rouch bringing it up and can't get it to go. Great defense there.
Those baskets, when they miss, it's absolutely heartbreaking, but you gotta get the flow in on that layup, whether it's a front layup, a side layup, a reverse layup, a left-handed layup, it doesn't matter. That flow has to be there in order for it to drop into the net. That's why we're seeing so many off the front of the rim, off the box, off the sides, or just blatant air balls from too much flow. You gotta let it roll off your finger. That's gonna be the key to making these 2-pointers count.
There's Walker, no good. Almost out of bounds, saved by Walker. Pulls up a 3, no good. And nice save there by Gomar Rouch. Akinwole looking for some tempo, tipped out, looking for Chang, no good. It's going the other way. McSpadden against 2 men. Looking up for a 3, doesn't pull it. Walker, and that's going to be out of bounds. Papillion La Vista basketball. Monarchs really got to get going if they want to pull this upset. And double teaming. There's Hebert getting in his comfort zone. No. And defensive rebound there by McSpadden. Khalil Walker lays it in. Hebert brings it up. Ed Chang, deep 3, can't hit it. And there's Lechtenberg over his defender. Ill-advised shot there by Ed Chang, but
absolutely,
Jack Lechtenberg cleaning it up.
Now, I was just about to say that, Jake. You know, it's being at this point deficit. You're sitting here 60 to 45, 15 points down. 3-pointers may not be the best option for the Monarchs. Exactly. I know everybody loves a good 3-pointer. However, constantly making those 2-pointers, if they would capitalize on their layups, this game would be entirely different. It's kind of like with free throws. Every free throw matters, and I've seen games been won or lost simply on free throws. So those 2-pointers add up.
Now, Monarchs down by 15. Let's see. Bringing the pressure. Surprised there wasn't a foul there, but And
There it
there's
is.
a foul on Akinwule's going to go to the line for 2. Refs have been really loose on foul calls tonight, but going both ways. As long as you're making fair calls, it's okay.
And I kind of like to see that for a change. Nobody really likes a game with refs that on every single contact it's a whistle. It's a contact, it's a whistle. Basketball, believe it or not, can be a contact sport, and as long as nobody's getting injured and as long as it's not blatant, I think it's okay to let a couple things go and let the game develop.
Ed Chang pulls up for 3. Nothing but net. Now that's the momentum Papio wants.
And that's the Ed Chang we've been waiting to see.
And Omaha South answers. A rope. Wow.
Back and forth 3-pointers right now.
Such a dominant team, Omaha South. It's tough. It's quite easy to see why they're number 1 in the state.
His second, team 6.
That'll be McCord Arope's second foul. Now, let's take a second to talk about Arope.
As Lechtenberg, Ed Chang gets the rebound, and basketball.
Let's take a second now, after the play's done developing, to talk about McCord Arope. Ranked 16th in Nebraska Hoops player ranking class of 2016. He's got a 26.5-inch vertical and a 6'2" wingspan. Now that wingspan is massive. That's the wingspan that is the height of Chad Lechtenberg.
Exactly. As you see Ed Chang there right off the inbound, ready to lay it in. And Monarchs cutting this to a 13-point game. Pretty move there in the post by McSpadden, but can't get the shot to fall, and he's going to get fouled.
Monarch foul number 22, Ed Chang, his third, team's 4th. Shooting 2 for the Packers, Carlon McSpadden.
McSpadden goes to the line for 2. And off the rim on the first shot.
Now both teams successfully avoiding any foul trouble for team-wise or bonuses. However, with Monarchs having 4 fouls and Omaha South having 6 fouls, they are definitely creeping up on getting that bonus. And if we keep seeing the kind of rough contact we're seeing down in the paint, and Monarchs get into the bonus, tides could start changing as they start answering from the free throw line.
And we have just under 5 minutes remaining. It's going to be tough to pull up 13 points on this tough Omaha South team, as you see there. And he's going to just lay it in. Walker lays it in for another 2. Monarchs down by 15.
Put on some full court pressure. Omaha South starting to kind of feel things slipping away.
Chang bringing the pressure, but
and there's Gomar Rout, someone we haven't talked about much in previous years or even really this year, but he's shown up big time, leading the team in steals, leading the team in, this isn't a stat, but general aggressiveness. He dives after the ball. If there's a loose ball, the first person you see if he's on the court, Gomar Rout. Definitely impressive and key player for Papio.
Absolutely. Akinwule trying to hit a floater, can't. And 3 Packers there for the rebound. McSpadden passes it out, back to McSpadden. And looks like a timeout. It's going to be called by Omaha South. Oh, excuse me, a foul on BJ Dang. Just gotten caught up in the paint.
That'll be their 5th team foul. Both teams getting closer to that single bonus. Shooting 1-and-1 for both teams could be incredibly dangerous.
And not sure what the call was there, but
Me neither.
Looks like it's going to be on Lechtenberg.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just hard to see that contact. You go in for that jump, and it's just as simple as hands to the back, hands to the waist. It's sometimes really hard to see, but they'll call that.
And it's easy to say that from our vantage point here, but the refs are on the court.
Absolutely.
And I judge they have the best judgment there.
Absolutely. It's even if there isn't contact, if your hands aren't up, if you're not over exaggerating that hands up motion, they're going to call it.
That's something you see more and more in high school basketball.
Absolutely.
And even going into college. And there's another offensive rebound by Omaha South. Just that size underneath.
This all comes back to boxing out in the paint.
And one for Omaha South. And you can feel it slipping away from Papillion La Vista here. Omaha South, too much to handle.
You know, it's a lot of it, the skill is definitely there. We've seen the skill from Papillion La Vista all throughout the year. We've seen them go through when people said they're too small, they're too young. They came back and answered with a 13-1 season, only losing to Creighton Prep. And that's a tough team to beat.
Absolutely.
Now coming in and playing Omaha South, it's no question that the skill is there. It's just a matter of height. It's a matter of, like I've said this whole game, boxing out. I've still yet to see an aggressive approach to get around the offense and get between them and the basket, answering for those loose balls.
And going back to Omaha Creighton Prep last year in the state championship finals, Omaha Central versus Creighton Prep. Creighton Prep pulled away the victory on them, and I'm sure they're feeling that tonight. They want to prove they're the #1 team in the state, no question. And they've done that tonight, and
absolutely,
we're going to see how the other teams in the state develop. But right now, it's above and beyond #1 ranking Omaha South dominating Nebraska.
Absolutely. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left remain in this big night game.
There's always hope, but looks like it's slipping away for Papio. 68-50. Just try to get some points on the board, not let this become a blowout. As a ropes free throw is off. Lechtenberg to Chang. Chang mishandles the ball. Could have gotten a dunk there.
Some clear frustration on the other side of the court from Peyton Priest. Definitely wanting a foul there. You know, that reach in is tricky. It's hard to see when they've got that ball tucked close to their waist whether there was contact there, and I guess they didn't see any.
Ed Chang with the block there to silence the Omaha South crowd here. Ed Chang trying to do it all himself, and he does for 2 points. And that's why he's such a valuable member of this team. He can do it all. He can assist. He can get the rebounds, and he can get the points, no doubt.
Absolutely, and that was just the perfect display of all of his strengths.
And speaking of strength, the Gueco Rope there with the nice fadeaway jumper. And the foul's going to be called as Isaac Hebert tries to go into the paint.
After foul number 2 for Long McSpadden, his second, team's 7. On our substitution, number 32, Gomar Rauch. Monarchs with the bonus, shooting 1 and 1, Isaac Hebert.
And you know, right when you think the Monarchs are getting a break, Omaha South answers. Ed Chang sinks a 3 on one end of the court. McSpadden answers on the other end. It's just a battle of 2 great teams, and Omaha South is the better team tonight.
And McSpadden is definitely not somebody to just forget about. You know, he's 10th in Nebraska Hoops player ranking for the class of 2016. We're seeing a lot of that from Omaha South. A lot of top 10 players, and you know, you got McCoy Orope, who's 16th. You got Noah Fant, who's 15th. You got Carlin McSpadden, who's 10th. You got Khalil Walker, who's 9th. And the list just keeps going. Definitely a highly ranked team.
And you know, on the other side, Iowakan Wole, he's gotten some nice rankings out of Omaha Hoops, and let's see how Omaha South answers. Looking for the alley-oop there to put the nail in the coffin, but can't get that to go. Akinwole looking for a 3. Lechtenberg pulls up 3 and gets it. Looking for the foul, confused. What a nice 3. Papillion La Vista's Dan Moore takes a timeout as we have 2:37 remaining. There's still hope.
You know, it's easy. It's easy to let this game kind of get away from you. However, it's not that far apart as it seems. Only being down by 13 points. One more 3 could put it within 10 points. 2.5 minutes left. I've seen crazier things happen, Jake.
Exactly. And the student section rallying together. Just an impressive performance by both teams. Omaha South Papillion La Vista. Most definitely a matchup we might see going into the state tournament, depending on the seeds.
Absolutely, it's definitely looking that way, Jake. And as you're looking here at the student section, it's just a pure demonstration of the tradition you see here at Papillion La Vista High School and in OPS on the flip side. You know, both schools, very old school districts in Nebraska, both really rich with tradition, and they definitely bring that here to the court. And it's an impressive sight, and it's always great to see schools come out in force to support their team through thick and thin.
And you've got to appreciate that as just a basketball fan, having the students there supporting their team, the parents there supporting the students. It doesn't get much better than that.
No, it definitely does not. Coming back into the game, we've got Khalil Walker on the inbounds, encountering some pressure from Papillion. BJ Dang coming up from behind.
Coach Danmore clearly not giving up on this game.
And you know, why would you? It's a huge, huge matchup. Even if you can't come out with a win, you want to come out with a bang, that's for sure.
And there's a nice move in the post there by McSpadden, putting on a show here in Papillion.
And there we see that 6'4" wingspan and 21.5-inch vertical. Fairly small compared to his big team, but he's definitely bringing big things from it.
And you see a missed jumper there by Papillion La Vista. More pressure by Gomar Rauch, and he's going to draw the foul. Looks like under the 2 minute, Coach Moore is looking to foul.
As we see Braxton and BJ and Gomar all come off of the court, and earlier we saw in this last break, Akinwole standing there doubled over, catching his breath. Just an excellent example of the pure speed on both sides. You know, really the only multi-sport athlete that participates in track for the Monarchs is Gomar Rauch, and on the flip side, you have multiple receivers and linemen for the football team over at Omaha South now doubling up and playing for basketball, definitely showing their strengths, definitely showing that speed that Papio's had a hard time matching up with all night, really.
Absolutely. As you see, Akinwole trying to get as much out of this clock as he can. And if you're Papio, you've got it's in desperation mode right now if you want any hope of winning this game. Akinwole brings it in the paint, no good.
Definite frustration there from Akinwole, just putting too much into that simple layup. And there we see it again, coming from Khalil Walker. Clear frustration from him, too.
Mistakes on both sides with those possessions. And you see Hebert trying to get it up to Ed Chang, but overshot it. Some team chemistry just falling apart here with the exhaustion, the pressure. 1 versus 2 matchup. It's a big stakes game, but it's showing.
And it's hard to maintain that. You know, you do everything you can. You have the team dinners, you have team bonding, you bond in practices, you hang out together, you spend all the time you can together, but when it comes down to this exhausting game so late in the game, it's just hard to maintain that.
Great
but here we see it come back.
BJ Dang, wow. Ed Chang, pull up 3, no good, and that's gonna be a nice tug by a rope on the other end.
Not what we want to see here from Aguacarao, and definitely not what the Monarchs are wanting to see, but Io not letting it phase them, and 1 for Akinwole with a nice spin move down low.
Monarchs aren't going to give up on this game. They've been looking forward to this for too long, but
absolutely, you play to the last buzzer, Jake, and that's been the key for the Monarchs. I asked Cal Matheson, who we've not seen much of in this game, but when I asked him, you know, what do you do when you're down? What do you do when that momentum just isn't going with you? He looked at me and said, "What are you talking about? We just don't quit." Almost like, what do you mean? Well, what else would you do? So that's definitely the attitude we see on this team. Their team phrase, Monarch Hero Ball, and their player phrase, why not us? You know, definitely that we deserve this. Why shouldn't we get this? And that fight, nothing is giving to you, everything is earned, and we're definitely seeing that this season.
Exactly. And down by 16, you're not going to see them give up. You're not going to see them let Omaha South run out the clock. They're going to play to the last buzzer. They are going to go back to practice tomorrow morning, and they're going to come in, and they're going to look at the film. They're going to look at the film and say, that was a mistake, and they're going to work on that all week. And
Absolutely.
going into the next game, they're going to be stronger because of it.
And I think one of the things they're going to look at and say that was a mistake is the lack of boxing out. I think once they kind of see themselves from outside and see their presence or lack thereof under the basket, that's going to be something that Coach Dan Moore is definitely going to want to capitalize on. And I think that really goes both ways. Despite what you may see on the score, we've seen a lot of unanswered layups and a lot of unanswered possessions from Omaha South as well. And on the flip side, we've seen impressive possessions from both. So this game, while one team leading over the other, definitely been a back and forth between triumph and just kind of falling under the pressure.
Now you see Omaha South trying to get the clock going.
With
Monarchs
45
bringing the
seconds
pressure.
left.
12, 11, 10, and Omaha South. Dominating performance by all the players on this roster. I'm sure head coach Bruce Schubrick couldn't be prouder of his players tonight. And kickball.
Monarchs looking to break this up, maybe go out with one last bang. Let Omaha South know, this game may have gone in your favor, but we're still here.
Exactly.
You can see the exhaustion on Gomar Rauch's face, yet still pushing on, keeping up in that man coverage.
And Omaha South is going to wind out the clock on this end.
10 seconds left, looking to wrap this up.
What a game by both sides.
Absolutely. Monarchs looking to come out with that big upset win over Omaha South. #1 ranked team in the state. Just couldn't come up with it, but definitely through the mistakes, played a pretty impressive game for such a young and relatively undersized team.
Exactly, and I know they're going to go back, look at the film they've got from this game, and everybody's going to rally around that, work hard at practice. Papio's back in action against Benson on the 28th, and then Lincoln Northeast on the 30th. And on the Omaha South side, they're taking on Papio South and Norfolk. What a game by both sides. Signing off, this is Jake Zink, along with my partner Dan Rich.
We'll come at you live for the next event. We just want to take a second to thank all of the faculty and staff here at PLHS for letting us do what we do every single week, every single game, to bring you the best coverage we possibly can. We want to give a huge shout out to both teams for their impressive performance, and a big shout out to our crew under the direction of Patrick Mahoney, Austin Sheldrick, and Zach Bailey. Here again with Papillion La Vista, Monarch Broadcasting Productions. I'm Daniel Rich.
I'm Jake Zink. Have a great night.
We'll see you next time.